Hi there, this is Maria. How are y'all doing today? I hope that you're doing very well, that you're very blessed, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's hope that this turns out into something valuable for you all. So what I have here is the large Dina Wakley journal, mixed media journal, that has different kinds of substrate. It has cotton paper, it has burlap, it has canvas and craft paper in it. So it is a very interesting journal to work on because all these substrates lend a different look to your projects. I have two paintings here that I made the other day, a woodsy picture and a picture of a cute little quaint door. I have to figure out what I want to add to this to make it a full spread. So I thought I would bring you along. I really don't have much of an idea what I'm going to do. I do want to add fabric, and I picked out some of these fabrics here based on the color combinations that I have here. I would like to create a little pot to sit here out of fabrics for a plant, and then have a plant grow out of it. Maybe expand through here, I don't know, but I think that would be pretty cute, and I want to hand stitch it. There is so much real estate, so we need to cover all this, and so this can be a bit more challenging when I have different objects instead of having a big old picture that I have painted, but it's doable and it's challenging and fun at the same time. I do have some examples. I had filled this with a few different things, being it's pretty large as well, but I think that is pretty cohesive. This one is a painting more that covers the whole page, but here as well, this is a big cohesive spread that consists of many smaller elements. So I think that the colors are working well together. So I want to see what I can do with this. I do have a lot of white space. I should point out that these have been inspired by a channel that I've been watching, and it is called Lou's Artworks, and she has a lot of beautiful, rich journals of this kind, and it has caused me to come back to my old neglected book and start working on it again, because there is a lot of pages here that need to be filled, and I've had this book for many years. In fact, these books are out of circulation. They don't make them anymore, unfortunately, and I think they're fun and interesting to work on. So let's see. I'm going to use a piece of deli paper to stick my pieces here as I create a little quilt and cut it into the shape of a plant pot. That way I have something that holds them together. I really like this color here. This is the blue gray, a little bit of that yellow coming through, and I think that would be beautiful here. It would complement this page very well, and I'm going to use this in the plant pot. So my dilemma here is that I had pictured a little pot to go here, but when I want to piece these pieces together, I'm going to end up with a large pot. I can still piece them together like this and try to cut them as small as possible, but they may still be larger than what I originally anticipated, because I wanted a pot here that would go with the picture. It should be okay. It will be cute either way, because for me at least, I think these little squares are adorable, and the colors are going nicely together, and it's going to be pretty quaint, I think. These are my little pieces glued together with repositionable glue. I am going to stitch by hand, and then after they're stitched, I am going to cut the shape of a pot. But the thread is very thick, and for some reason I'm not liking it with this pot. So I'm going to undo these stitches. Hi, Max. You want to say hi? Say hi. Good boy. Good boy. Ah, look at that face. You're so cute. Yes, you are. Love you. Max hasn't seen me for a little bit, and so he comes in super excited to say hello. He's so sweet. So yeah, I am not liking these stitches like this. They are too thick. I don't mind that they're crooked, but I'm going to redo them because I'm not liking this. But that's okay. I have all the time in the world to redo it. And I am not hitting every square with stitches. I'm just doing it randomly just when I'm attached. Here's my little patch of pieces together. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but this is definitely much more delicate. The stitches are not super even or perfect, and that's fine with me. They're spaced out farther. This is not quilted. Every piece is not quilted, but I like the look of it. It looks a bit more dainty. I also cut the pot a little bit more, made it a little smaller, which I like better, and I think it's still pretty cute. That would be a nice little addition here. It's a secret garden there. Looks all patchy and raggedy, and I love it. So I'm not going to add this here right now, but this is an element that I definitely want to use in a little bit once I get my background a bit more established. But one thing to consider is that whenever you have time, if you want to do a big spread and you don't know what to put on your layouts, things that are worth spending some time on when we are just idly watching TV, excuse my dog's making noises in the background, is to just grab pieces of painted papers and fabrics and threads and start sewing them together. If I would have had this sewn together ahead of time, it would have saved me all this time that it took right now. And by that I mean I wouldn't have sewn a pot. I would just sew a bunch of pieces together randomly, and later on when I need them for a project, I can just cut them up and turn them into a pot then. And if you gather in by different kinds of fabrics and colors, whatever you prefer, you will have a variety that you can use in your projects later on. For instance, I did that here with a project a few months ago, right here. These pieces were just like a masterboard of a bunch of scraps of fabric that I had and paper that I glued together. So I see some music paper, text paper, things like that, and a bunch of little fabrics, and I just ran them through the sewing machine, and I had a big piece of it, a big sheet. I decided to turn them into a flower. I cut the circle in the sheet of paper, and then I decided to just cut the petals out of that masterboard piece I had. And that saves you a lot of time, and without having to think, oh, I'm going to make a petal, let's put pieces together for a petal. That takes too long, like I did right now for this plant pot that I'm trying to do. I had a thought originally of maybe using this color here of fabric here, because it works perfectly with this frame, and maybe put the pot on top, kind of extending the frame out here, giving the pot a base, because we have the frame here, and if I just extend it, something to consider for later. And add some little threads here, horizontal here going towards the picture, and here that shows that it has a ground on as well. Now time to mix some color for a background. So I'm going to need some blue, some white, and some Payne's gray, I believe. I can mix a nice color, let's hope. Okay, one thing I have to make sure I do is gesso this, because this paper soaks up paint, a lot of paint, and so I need to gesso it. I like the look of this. After I have covered most of the background with color, you almost feel like you don't need a whole lot of stuff on it. You know, if you have it all white, it feels like you have to fill it with a bunch of stuff. Color is wonderful. It brings a sense of depth and brings things together, obviously. And it's a simple background to just maybe add, I'm thinking maybe some birds. And maybe some leaves going across. That would be pretty. Maybe in that cream color, maybe. That would be nice. So let's see what I can come up with. I do like my little pot. Oh, and I have to see if I need to put this piece underneath it. I think that's cute. And then have some leaves come out of here, some branches and leaves maybe. Or maybe just, oh, I also have dry flowers. I wonder if I have something that I can put here. I want to also add more of this fabric because this color is almost exact to this color. And I was thinking of adding this color here, but I may just be able to add fabric to this. I don't know how exactly. Just have to figure out how. And since I have the cream here, I may need this color to be up here. So it kind of goes like this instead of being here. And a narrow strip. Yeah, I think this up here may be a good option to consider. Maybe use some of this as well over here, a little bit somewhere. I am thinking maybe these little pom-poms would be cute here. We can have the cream going like this, the cream color. So something to think about. Here's my little grasses that I added to the sides of my pot on the ground area. And they look kind of cute, kind of hard to tell, but it's okay, I know they're there. And I'm gonna put it here. So I have little grasses that are here all over the place and they're just coming over this side. So I have some dry flowers here. Maybe I can use some of them in the pot. Maybe just the purple ones. I'm going to set them aside for now until I decide later. I was playing with this here, and the Dina Wakley book has the burlap that frays a lot, so we end up with little strings all over the place. So I got some of that, and I'm thinking I can piece them together here with these little bits of that quilted fabric. that I've used for my pot. Something like that. And add a couple of these strings that keep coming off the book. Maybe something like this. I was thinking I could do a tab up here, and I could hand stitch with green thread again along the way here. That may be good. So here's my little strip with some of the burlap pieces, and I just did a few little stitches in green to echo the stitches here. Not very many, and they're larger, but I think that's going to be nice over here. I'm going to go ahead and glue it. There, I just frayed the tab, and I think that looks nice like that. Made it shorter and got it to fray, and I like these wild threads. That's good. That's good. Okay, so now maybe to do some doodling. And one of the things that I was thinking is I can look at this fabric because it has a lot of nice little doodles in it, and I can copy those doodles onto the blue background. We have a lot of little swirls that I like. There's little dots, flowers, and I really love these little, that detail there, the little swirls with the leaf type. I think that would be cute. And I wonder if I need to use it here for this. I also have these pens. I love them, absolutely love these. These are acrylic paint, and they are Thule Art. Lots of colors in there, and they work wonderfully. I have used them already, and maybe I can use a light color if they have one like what I have here. Maybe have to test them. So this is what I have here, a semblance of a plant with the little doodles. I love the color of it. It brings the creams down here through here. It matches very well. I think it's nice and pretty. I am kind of wondering if this actually looks like a pot, but I know it's a pot. The little stitches I did are much nicer, and I did do stitches next to the pot to extend the grasses over here. So I really like that. I hope you can't hear my dog squeaking his toy out there in the living room. I have the door shut, but I can hear him, so please excuse that. Right now what I want to do then is add something here and something here. I do want to do the pole with birds, maybe in a silhouette. That would be nice. I was thinking maybe a bird down here. Just one bird or a couple birds. I'm not quite sure. Let's see what happens. Let's see what I can come up with. Okay, so I am finally done. I did make my bird. This is a chubby bird that I found online, and he is eating some stuff off the ground. I don't know if you can see if there's a reflection or not, but I decided to keep him pretty sketchy with some micron pens, and I also used some of my little acrylic pens for the light or the highlights. I decided to also add some more of the doodles over here. I think it needed a little extra. I added some stars with the same color for the birds. Of course, I added my birds, and I'm happy with it. I think it's the first time I've done birds like this, and a little more dots going down. I also went around the pot a little bit with that cream color marker. I think it needed a little definition. I did write here a little journaling. This is a green on green painting, and this is just telling me that this is the narrow gate. And also here I wrote Matthew 6:26, the verse that talks about how God takes care of the sparrows and he'll take care of us. So what else? That's pretty much it. I did add my little pompons. I think they're cute. Just a little extra. It seems like I have 3 prominent places where I have the creams, this area and up here. So, and then just a little touch up of cream here over there. I think it brightens things up and makes it really happy with those doodles. All right, so we are done for today. I hope that you have enjoyed this video and that it inspired you to create something and focus on the Word of God as you're doing that. And that you come back and see me next time. You'll be very blessed, and please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share with people. Let's pass around the good word and some inspiration to make people happy. You'll take care. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.